Hi, Scorpio. It's your girl, Alex, and I hope you guys are doing well. I have three quick announcements, so just hang tight. First off, a lot of you may have noticed I renamed my channel to Alex's Therapy for the Soul. I'm so excited about that. It wasn't me, it was a name that my angels, just kind of came to me with, and I just updated it, and boom, it's done. The second thing was also divine intervention as well. Is I created a new healing service, and that one is called UnDim Your Light Healing. Okay, this session is for anyone who feels heavy, anhedonic, unhappy. I don't want to use the clinical term depressed, because I am not a licensed therapist, although I am an ordained minister and I can render as much spiritual counseling as I would like. Of course, I'm not licensed by the state I lived in. So check that service out. I'm going to leave that link in the description box of this reading and future readings. The third announcement, I know I said in May I would host a Developing Your Spiritual Abilities. I since decided to cancel that just because I have 7 videos that are already on my channel where you can learn all that information. The link for those videos are in the description as well. And I guess I do have kind of a fourth announcement. I'm going to host another hangout. This one is going to be open to everybody, as most of them are. In the past, they were specific to Scorpios. And you know how I feel about you, Scorpio. Okay, but if you want to invite some friends, your besties, whatever, they're usually free. So I'm going to try to find some time to put the next Scorpio hangout on my calendar. Now, without any further delay, y'all know I usually just jump right into it. Let me get my prayer on. God, hey, I love you. Thank you so much for all that you do for mankind, universal kind, all kind. We love you. We love you so much. If you can bless Scorpio with some clear and concise information about whatever is necessary to help them on their evolutionary journeys, I would first off, I love you anyway, but that would be great if you could just bless us with some really amazing information. I love you, love you, love you. Thank you. Amen. All right, Scorpio, let's get to it. All right, what we got for Scorpio? Oh, Scorpio. Ooh, High Priestess. Your High Priestess is higher knowledge and higher information, your intuition. Oh, the Page of Cups. Intuitively, you know something about to come through. So I got the Page of Cups next to the Nine of Pentacles. That's a love offer, kind of with a promise of more love, of more emotional abundance. Six of Pentacles kind of feels like somebody knows that they've been serving you a bunch of empty cups. Okay. Angels are saying, baby, don't let them cups fool you. This could be anybody, right? Your mom knows she hasn't really been, attentive, or her attention has been a bit divided last couple of times that you guys spoke. So now mom is kind of vowing that, hey, I apologize going forward. It's you and me. Okay. So it could be an apology of sorts, but then again, it doesn't have to be. But it definitely does feel like a vow from someone in your life to do better. Look at that. 5 and 4 is 9 of Pentacles. So someone has been making you feel neglected or abandoned or excluded, or blocked or limited or censored, or you know what I mean? And I feel like somebody is changing their thoughts and feelings about how they have been treating you. Angels are also saying too, if this is not someone changing how they feel about you, changing how they treat you, this is you kind of looking within and be like, you know what? Little Ron as of late been dissing me. I gotta stop little Ron in his tracks. Angels are saying for some of you, this could also be an ultimatum. Like, listen here. Y'all better start paying me what I'm worth, goddamn, or I'm gonna leave this bitch. All right. Okay, all right. The Fool fell in my lap with the Ace of Cups. So, Scorpio, here comes new love. Here comes... I feel like it's acknowledgement. Because you're a water sign, you interpret the world firstly through your emotions, right? So I kind of feel like whatever this communication is, Page of Cups, it's of an emotional nature. It's going to make you feel good. It's sincere. It's, it's heartfelt. All right. What we got? Five of Pentacles. I don't like that. Yeah, look at that. The Hermit. Somebody's been doing some thinking. Now, the difference between the Hermit and the Eight of Swords is that the Hermit also includes the divine, the spirit, right? Like, in other words, this is not just coming from them, but it's maybe coming from them based on a conversation they had with God, angels, or the universe. So something like, Scorpio, something came to me and basically showed me how I haven't been treating you right lately. Something like that. Okay. My angels are saying, listen to your intuition, especially maybe over the next 2 months, because it's going to be spot on. Scorpio, for a lot of you, of course, I don't know your placements. When we start talking about houses, we're now looking at your rising or ascendant sign. So whether you have Scorpio as an ascendant, your rising sign, this message could only apply to you, right? So I kind of feel like for a lot of you with Scorpio ascendants, you are in a very intuitive, spiritual time in your life right now. So pay attention to those messages. Pay attention to your intuition. Pay attention to your gut feeling, the little voice, Holy Spirit, whatever you want to call it, because it's feeding you some jewels right now, okay? And I feel like the jewels that it's especially feeding you is how to feel better, how to live a happier life, how to cut off, cut away, get rid of, disconnect from what's no longer serving you, okay? I do kind of feel like the next 6 months, okay, are going to be incredibly fruitful for your pocketbook and heart. And angels are saying with Scorpio, it could be one and the same, right? Happy pocketbook, happy Scorpio, right? Happy emotion, okay? So angels are saying, especially for those of you who are in business, performing some sort of spiritual practice, you could kind of fall back in love with why you do what you do, or your service towards humanity. Okay. For a lot of you, you've been living a good life financially. I do kind of feel like some of you do need to raise your prices. Sorry. Some of you are giving services away to the poor and to the needy and to those who go without. But I feel like to an extent, it's almost like every time you try to give from yourself, it's depleting your supply. So now let's take the spiritual practitioners and push them to the side. Let's talk about the general Scorpio collective. That message applies to you as well. You have to stop giving shit away for free. Let's talk about your most valuable resources: time, energy, attention, love, right? Now, love is debatable, right? Because I feel like we should just love. It's a part of who we are, like the nose on our face or the color of our eyes. We should just be loving and love just in general, okay? But if for some reason you are directing love towards one individual, trying to supply a situation with love, then that message will apply to you in saying, listen, stop trying to fill cups with holes in the bottom. Okay? Some of you are walking away from, leaving behind analyzing, looking at situations that no longer serve you, that leave you depleted. Used to come into the situation with 10 pentacles, you leave with 5. Okay? Now the spirit universe is wanting you to start looking at who, what, where, when, why, and how are you leaving with 5 when you entered with 10. Okay, y'all can't see me, but I'm rolling my eyes right now. Okay? And this is almost like holding on to betrayal, holding a grudge. Thank you, angels. We got the double 4, we got double 5s. Okay, we got 6, 9. Okay. Yeah, I feel right with the Hanged Man and then also the 4 Cups. I kind of feel like a lot of you need to change your perspective or change your views or change your method of distributing love. Okay? Angels are saying some of you, it's negative reciprocity. Negative reciprocity says, listen, Claude, punk ass, if I give you 4 cups, your ass better at least give me 4 back, even though I'm worth 40. That's negative reciprocity, as in you're only giving it to receive it back. Oh, my angel said you just struck a chord. Okay. And I was giggling because I saw the 4 cups and I heard something say, oh, this is Scorpio and Venus, right? Or Scorpio and Neptune. I know there are those readers out there, and there is a guide that shows you, like the 6 of Cups, what earth sign that is and what placement, the 8 of Cups, what water sign is in that planet. There is a guide that shows you that. And I said I would break out the guide, but y'all don't give a fuck. Y'all need real everyday, information. I don't give a fuck if Scorpio is in Junebug. Right? Alex, give me the damn information, what I need to do. All right. Sorry. Shout out to those readers. I just don't do that. I think you need more practical advice related to that. Now, as I was sitting here talking and shuffling, I'm looking at pentacles, right? Pentacles, 4 pentacles, 5 of pentacles, 6 of pentacles, 9 of pentacles, 10 of pentacles. Okay. And the 2 pentacles that are missing, of course, is 1 and 2 and 3, and then 7 and 8, right? 1, 2, 3, 7, and 8. So I feel like whatever this reading is resonating with, whatever that situation is, has been lingering, right? Whatever that situation is, the universe is wanting you to kind of, stop thinking about it and be about it, right? Some of y'all know damn well. Ooh, sorry. Some of y'all know good and got damn well you need to get rid of old raggedy pentacles. It's almost like those pennies that are like rant over and they got all paint and they're dirty and you can't even see Lincoln's face. And by the way, I saw something that says they're going to stop producing pennies soon. Anyway, it's just FYI. But it's almost like you got these dirty, raggedy, insignificant value. Could be people, could be job, could be shit in your house, right? Hoarders. Where my hoarders at? Hey, I'm not a hoarder. I'm a pack rat. There's a difference. But anyway, there are some of you basically who's keeping insignificant value around you. Another way I could say that is things that don't serve you, things that don't contribute to you. Yeah, I could put a penny in a bank, but now I'll have $3.01. Still can't get no damn gas, right? So that's not personal. I'm just saying. So angels are saying, but Alex, if they have enough pennies, then it creates value, right? But understand something. That is true, right, and exact. But when was the last time you paid your car note, your rent, or your insurance with 7,962 pennies? I'm just saying, right? You don't pay those in pennies. You pay those in dollars, crypto, whatever have you, right? So in other words, there is a time, Scorpio, it is time for an upgrade. We got to leave this bullshit penny shit behind. Okay. Bullshit penny shit behind. I don't know. Okay, figure that word out, because they're giving me an Alexism. Somebody coined my made up words as Alexisms. They're saying the pennies are serveless. They don't serve you, right? Or if they do serve you, it's almost like you got to give something for this, right? For the little that's being offered, you're giving way more. So again, now I got $3.01. You done contributed the $3, and whomever, whatever, is contributing a penny, fuck out of here. Sorry. My New York comes out every now and then. Every now and then. All right. So now this Scorpio knows who, what, where, when, why, and how, what they need to do. What's next? The Knight of Cups. That is the only way, baby. The only way that... Okay, so what do I do? You can see that. Okay, that's full frame. Okay, so now I got the Knight of Cups. Your intuition, I feel like for a lot of you, you're going to fall back in love with a part of you that's not human, with a part of you that's intuitive, with a part of you that's the investigator. You can just detect, discern, and read people, places, things naturally. That's who you are. That's who Scorpio, God has, let me say that differently. Scorpio, God has made you a living, breathing MRI, CAT scan, X-ray machine. And I know angels are saying, and it intimidates the fuck out of people. Yes, it does. And it should. Because at the end of the day, you shouldn't become the Scorpio with no halfway bullshit. Two of Swords again. A lot of you don't realize you're not interested in love. But I was going to say a lot of you don't realize your strengths. The strength of your intuition. You don't. You know where it gets fucked up? In love. You know why? Because emotions block intuition, right? Emotions are like being at the ocean bottom. Your intuition is like being on the highest building in the world, right? Your emotions bring you down, right? Your intuition rises you up. Now, angels are saying, but how? So, I'm going to throw the B word in there, balance. I'm not saying you got to be high, high vibrating all the time. I'm not saying you have to be very dense and loving all the time. You have to learn moderation. Ooh. Which is where the Strength card comes in, because the Strength card kind of says, listen, I have a spiritual knowledge in me, but I may have a human ignorance about me, right? In other words, I'm spiritually intelligent, but humanly dumb, okay? Angels are said, what we just described for many of you feels like your last 10 situations, okay? Whether familial, professional, right, loving, I don't know, I don't care. But the last 10 of them is because maybe you tried to act spiritual in a situation where you should have been a human. You know what situations those are, by the way? Is if somebody is devious, they're negative, they're intertwined with negative energy, they're just a negative person, they're just like a Debbie Downer, then baby, I'm going to talk to you in Debbie Downer. I'm going to have to dim the shit out of my light. I'm going to have to bring myself out of my high vibration. And I'm going to have to meet you basically where you live. Okay? So for many of you, you're enlightened, but you're trying to talk to dim people. Now, how the fuck are you going to say that as you just rolled out the UnDim Your Light session? Well, for me personally, people who are going to sign up for that session are going to be people who recognizes that they're dim, but also recognize that they should be higher vibrating than they are. Thank you. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, them and they, that wasn't a plug. That wasn't planned or scripted. None of this is scripted. Anyway. 6 of Cups. Okay, so that's the second 6. Yeah. Okay. I always call out the repetition because That is a key way that the universe tries to get your attention, is through repetition, because it is the main vehicle in which humans learn, is through repetition, right? The 9 planets. My very educated mother just served us 9 pickles. That's what I learned growing up, right? We use, these little keys and hints and tips to help us remember. Remembering is a process of repeating a memory, repeating an experience. So the universe kind of jumps on that same wavelength, but then starts showing you stuff that you do not have an experience for. 1111, 333, 222. You ain't had no 222 experiences. Oh, I hit the lottery for 220 million. Leave me a comment if you did. Okay, I'm just saying. And I know angels are saying people pay attention to birth dates and stuff like that. Yeah, so numbers, hence binary system, is what the universe uses to tap into your human psyche, your human intelligence with spiritual code. That was a mouthful. Okay. Oh, I love these. I love these. I love these. Ooh, the 3rd, 6th. And the Ace of Swords is clarity. Clarity. All right. 3 syllables. Clarity. 4. Okay. Okay. So you have a lot of love around you, but you can't see it. I feel like this is why yeah, I know. Angels just said, yeah. It's almost like Scorpio is on the ocean bottom and is feeling the density of the ocean bottom, but is not feeling the deep love that's also there with them. My angels also said, for many Scorpios, you are deep in your emotions, okay? You could be depressed, okay? They're also bringing in the Jim Carrey version of deep rest, right? As in, for a lot of you, you could be lethargic, you could be sleeping a lot, you could be stationary, you could be blocked, you could feel stuck, you could feel stagnant, you could feel limited, right? That's enough synonyms. Okay. So, that was the 10 of Cups, not the 6 of Cups. Wonderful. Okay. My angels just said, Scorpio, this reading is a key or a guide to help return you back to your original state. Your original state is who you were when you were born into this life. You know who that was? That was the epitome of God's love, the divine's love. Your slate was completely wiped clean. You didn't know anything about pain, heartbreak, taxes, high fructose corn syrup, gluten, right? You didn't know anything about the pitfalls of life. But now that you do, my angels are saying for some of you, you are intuitive masters. For many of you, you really, really, really need to get into some sort of spiritual or divine service. Okay, straight up. Straight up. There are a lot of you out there who are spiritual masters, and you need to share your knowledge and wisdom that you received from your experiences in this life. But then you also, like myself, need to translate that universal code that's coming through you. You need to translate that to the masses for those people who are dark and dim. I promise you, I didn't know what was coming out. The high priestess fell first, right? So I have to talk everything unknown, unseen, hidden, right? I also have the hermit here as well. So the hermit kind of goes off, right? Excuses him or herself from regular everyday society to go off and to go within to tap into that in which is divine. Okay? So for many of you, another way I could say this, You are literally going through a spiritual awakening, even right now in this reading. You feel chills, right? You feel cold or cool. I saw this one reader. She mentioned that every time she does a reading, she like feels things on her and like something is crawling on her. That is spirit, right? Many of readers, tarot readers specifically, will start talking about their nose itching, right? That is spirit as well. So a lot of you are having spiritual experiences, and the universe is saying, listen, boo-boo, stop trying to deny this side of you. Let us in so we can help you live the best and most fruitful life possible. Okay? My angels just said, especially my licensed therapists, psychiatrists, psychologists, counselors, spiritual what are they called? Counselors. I can't think of the name right now. This I feel like is going to resonate with you as well, right? Because on one half of your knowledge, information, and wisdom is physical. It's book knowledge. It's life experiences. On the other half is your universal self that knows all. Okay? And at times we'll be like, fuck that human shit. This is really what needs to happen. Or this is really what needs to go on. Okay? I feel like this is your reading as well. Now, I do kind of feel like there are some of you, right? Four of Cups is here. Four of Pentacles, Three of Swords, and the Six of Wands. There are some of you right now who are having conflicts, right? That cognitive dissonance, that push-pull, that tug of war, two energies pulling away from each other, right? Let's call it in lack of alignment, not aligned. In aligned, I don't know. You're out of alignment, right? Things are opposing as opposed to aligning. That makes sense, okay? There are some of you right now who are in denial, okay? And you are in denial for a plethora of reasons. You're in denial about who you are and your spiritual abilities and what you're supposed to do with them. You're in denial about the purpose of your heart and your love and the frequency of love in your heart. You're in denial about how strong you are, how successful you have been at defeating the devil that's inside of all of us, right? How successful you have been in defeating negativity, quite honestly. And as a sidebar, the only way you could defeat negativity is to increase positivity, right? It's a bit of drowning it out. Can you completely eliminate it? Absolutely not. It is a substantial, significant energy, just like positive energy, that belongs in this universe and has purpose, by the way. Okay? You are in denial about... Okay. You're in denial for some of you about how good you have it, right? I think I mentioned it in a previous reading. I think if it actually posted, was the Abraham Hicks, how to get what you really want by appreciating what you already have. A lot of you right now, you're focused on not even what you want. A lot of you are focused on what you ain't got. I know that ain't proper English, but it is right now. A lot of you are focused on what you don't have, the haves and the have-nots. And oh, my past, and I grew up in the foster system. But today, you're successful. Today, you have an incredible family. Today, you have a community of people who love you. You run probably one of the most successful departments in your industries, right? A lot of us are neglecting the positivity of where we sit because we're so plagued with the dimness of where we came from. And the universe is kind of screaming. By the way, if you ever hear squealing, high frequencies, That's how angels sound when they scream at you. It's kind of like, what was that movie called with Bo Derek and Tom Hanks where she was a mermaid? Somebody will leave it for me in the comments. And she made this noise, ew, ew, and it broke glasses and stuff. That's what it sounds like when an angel is yelling at you. It's such a high, enormous frequency, and it disrupts your nervous system. The reason why I'm mentioning this, because I feel like for a lot of you, you keep hearing these annoyingly high frequency tones, and that's the universe's way of annoying you to get your attention. Remember Patrick Swayze in the back of Whoopi Goldberg's car in the movie Ghost? He's like, listen, I'm going to sit here and annoy the fuck out of you until you what? Give me your attention. Remember, that was one of your most valuable resources. Scorpio, for a lot of you, Spirit is looking for your attention right now. And if I were you, I would give Spirit your attention. After the squealing, if you still continue to ignore them, they will kind of imprison you, as in make you sick or sickness comes upon you. And again, it's not them doing it or inflicting it upon you. It's almost like if you keep veering off, you're going to wind up in a sick zone, right? So Spirit says, hey, I'm trying to help you not get sick. I'm trying to help you not get into that accident. I'm trying to not get you fired. I'm trying not to get you laid off. Get to me. Get with me. I hope that makes sense. Okay. That's the clarity that so many of you needed. The Hanged Man really is taking time to update, alter, change your perspective. It's inspiration, right? It's kind of saying, you know what? Maybe instead of looking at this from a human standpoint, let me take a look at it from a big picture spiritual standpoint. The Four of Cups is almost like Spirit sitting you down. I really do feel this reading, or one other message in this reading, is for those of you who are anhedonic, who cannot experience, feel, or enjoy pleasure, happiness, joy. Something you can acknowledge it on an intellectual level, right? Like if you got a raise, if you got a check in the mail, you're like, yeah, right? But when it comes to the emotional trigger, which is positive, there are positive emotional triggers. All of your emotions are neurological triggers, by the way, right? It's a signal from the brain that says to the heart, feel good, feel like shit, feel bad, feel joy, feel happy, feel depressed. It's all emotions, okay? So for many of you, you are able to intellectualize, oh, hey, a good thing happened for me. But that hormonal feel good, warmth in the middle of your chest, the woogie woogie, right? You're not able to experience that. And for a lot of you, it's right here. I kind of said earlier, it's a grudge maybe you're holding. For a lot of you, you just could be holding on to some sort of deep, heartbreaking experience that you have not been successful at letting go as of now. I would also say to you too, check out my other services on my Calendly page, because I have other services to assist with unbreaking your heart. Maybe I should offer that one. No, Angel said that's the healing service, the energy clearing healing service. That one is expensive because it does deal with emotions. Okay, back to your reading. So I'm going to look back over these cards and see if there are other messages. Receivers, right? Say for instance, the Six of Pentacles has everything to do with the haves or have-nots. I have $10, you have no dollars. I'm going to give you $5, now we both have $5. Balance it out, right? You could be the one who needs $5, but all you could focus on for some of you is the fact that, shit, why I ain't got $10? Why I only got to give $5, Alex? Ooh, child. I got to put that down, because that hit me deep. That hit me deep, which kind of says a lot of you are sitting in that energy. You are a little salty, right? Because you ain't got. And the universe is like, well, the reason why you ain't got is because you're vibrating at an energy of, well, why I don't have. Instead of, hey, universe, can I have? May I have? Mother, may I? Divine, may I? Ooh, child. Hold on, I'm doing a reading. Okay, sorry. So, for a lot of you, you have to change your perspective. You know the term change your mind, change your life, change your perspective, change your world. Okay? So for a lot of you, Angel said a lot of them just had epiphanies. A lot of them just had aha moments. Okay, wonderful, great. There's the Ace of Swords. A lot of you just got it. And that was free of charge. Don't be afraid to hit that thanks button or leave a donation. Thank you for everybody who always leaves donations, and whether they're on YouTube or, through one of my payment channels. I love you. I thank you so much. And if you've noticed, I've been mentioning value in finances and leaving donations as of late, just because I've been prompted to. The other thing, what I also heard as well, or I'm being reminded of, is y'all ever notice when you watch my readings, there are no ads during the readings? The content creators do that, by the way. That's not YouTube. That's us clicking a button that says, hey, I want ads all during the reading. You know why I don't do that? Number one, it's annoying as fuck. I can't stand when I'm watching anything and here comes a bullshit ad about, how to clear toe jam. Right? Oh my God, it's the worst thing on the world. So I don't pass that off to you. I'm losing revenue because of that, but I don't give a shit, because the information to me is more valuable. Not only that, but when I'm in a role or a zone as I'm doing my readings, when you see them ads and you're waiting for 5 seconds to hit the skip ad button, that breaks your rhythm. You see what I mean? So for me personally, baby, you getting all this information and all this energy straight up, no chaser. You getting a straight shot. Okay. All right. I'm going to do Moonology. I don't want to do Moonology messages. I'm told I need to do Moonology messages. So that's what I'm going to do. So for a lot of you, hopefully from this reading, you now know why you can't experience joy, why you feel stuck, why you feel blocked, why you feel limited or stagnant. It's because of I'm not going to say your mind per se. I'm going to say it's your inactive heart. Now, again, if you heard me earlier, it is the mind that triggers the heart to feel a particular way. So either your thoughts are triggering negative emotions or no emotions, right? Being numb, or your thoughts have to be trained to trigger positive emotions, to look on the bright side, right? Yeah, you only got 5 pentacles. There's some people in this world who don't know what a pentacle is. Okay, I'm just saying. Look at the bright side. Look at the silver linings. Silver linings are absolutely 1,000,000% real. Okay? So, what do we have in closing for Scorpio? I know my angel said, girl, it's 100% okay for you to plug your services. Thank you for confirmation. And look what fell out. Cleansing. A lot of you really, really, really do. I got the Fool card right here with the Strength and the 9 of Pentacles. A lot of you really, really, really do need to practice some sort of therapy, healing that helps you wipe the slate clean. Ace of Swords. Okay? You need to practice some sort of cleansing, whether it's spiritual, whether it's physical, whether it's psychological, whether it's, emotional or sexual. You need to practice some sort of cleansing activity. Changes. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I know. Okay, that makes sense. My angels just said absolutely yes, because a lot of you are sitting around carrying debris, energetic debris that's keeping you stagnant and stopped and stationary and under a tree or blocked. Oh, child, spirit is speaking today. Y'all see that? Process your feelings. Remember, I said to you, I don't want to use the Moonology messages card. But you see why. You see why? Look, I can't make this up. Knowledge. Okay, spirit, I hear you. I apologize. My bad. It's okay, girl. You know we love you. We know you're imperfectly human, but we love you anyway. I love you too. Oh God. All right, Scorpio. So I'm going to go ahead and leave this here. I'm going to release it as soon as it uploads to YouTube. Oh shit, I had another message too. One of these days I'm going to go live, but I will post it, like I will schedule it so you can all see it. So just be on the lookout for that. I don't know what I'm going to do as of yet. I know damn sure I ain't doing a Q&A because some things will blow my brain up. But anyway, if it resonated, if it hit home, if it triggered you to change, if it inspired you, if it uplifted you, like, subscribe. It's free. Okay. I love you. Bye.